Continue now at the top of Daf Zayin Amud Beis Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos Daf 87b. The Gemara here is discussing the Brisa, which says that it was the 6th day from some event that also turns out to be Vav Sivan, and it also turns out to be Friday, the 6th day of the week. So the question is, what event are we counting the 6 days from? So Rava says Lachani Yasan. We're counting from when they camped, meaning when they camped at Har Sinai. Rashi says Lachani Yasan. Sharei B'Rosh Chodesh Chanu. And Rosh Chodesh is when they camped at Har Sinai. V'hachi kamar Shishi Lachani Yasan. Hu HaShishi B'Chodesh. Hu Shishi B'Shabbos. The 6th day from when they camped was also the 6th of the month, was also Friday. Rav Acha bar Yaakov says, L'mason, we're talking it's the 6th day from when they traveled. Rashi explains here, L'mason, af L'mason, even from when they traveled. Of course, they got to the camp on Rosh Chodesh, but not only did they camp on Rosh Chodesh, they left on that same day. It was on the same day. Shebiyom shebo lemidbar Sinai nasu merafidim. The same day that they got to Midbar Sinai was the same day that they traveled from Refidim. So the machlokas here really is, when did they leave Refidim? And the Gemara explains what the machlokas is. The kamiflagi b'Shabbos demar. The machlokas here is about the Shabbos that took place, or the mitzvah Shabbos rather, that was given at Mara. D'chsiv, because it says kasher tzivcha Hashem elokecha. It says that you should keep Shabbos like Hashem commanded you, implying that it was already commanded, the mitzvah of Shabbos. V'yamar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav, and Rav Yehuda said in the name of Rav, kasher tzivcha b'Mora, that the Jews were commanded in the mitzvah of Shabbos before Har Sinai. They were commanded in the mitzvah of Shabbos already at Mara. So now the question is, to what extent were they commanded in the mitzvah of Shabbos? Mar savar Shabbos ifkid atchumin lo ifkid. One opinion holds that they were commanded about the laws of Shabbos, but that did not include the laws of Tchum, and therefore, if it did not include the laws of Tchum, they would have been allowed to travel on Shabbos. So according to that opinion, they actually left Refidim on Shabbos, and they only got to Midbar Sinai the next day on Sunday. Umar Savar, but the other opinion holds Atchum and Nami Ifkin. No, when they were commanded on Shabbos about the halachas and Mor about the halachas of Shabbos, they were also commanded about the halachas of Tchumen, and therefore they could not have left on Shabbos. They must have left on Sunday, and that's Rav Acha bar Yaakov's opinion, that the same day that they traveled is the same day that they arrived at Midbar Sinai. The same day they left Refidim is the same day they arrived at Midbar Sinai. Gemara now tries to bring a proof. Tashma will bring another proof. Nisan Shabo Yatsu Yisrael Mitzrayim. In the month of Nisan, that year when the Jews left Mitzrayim, Barba Asar Shachtu Pischem, on the 14th day of Nisan, that's when they shechted their Korban Pesach. Uv'chamisha Asar Yatsu, and on the 15th day, of course, that's when they left Mitzrayim. V'lo erev laku bechoros, and that evening the bechoros were killed. So the Gemara says lo erev salkadai. That evening they were killed. They were killed before they left Mitzrayim, not after they left Mitzrayim. Elamibo erev laku bechoros. Obviously, the Brisa means from the evening before, meaning the evening before they left, that's when the Bechoros were killed. But here's the important part of the Brisa. V'oso hayom chamishi b'Shabbos hoya. The Brisa says that day when they left Mitzrayim, it was a Thursday. So now, the Gemara now extrapolates. Mid'chameisar b'Nisan chamisha b'Shabbos. If it turned out that the 15th of Nisan was on a Thursday, reish yarcha di'iyar shabsa, then the Rosh Chodesh Iyar should be on Shabbos. V'reish Yarcha de Sivan Chad b'Shabbos, and Rosh Chodesh Sivan should be the Sunday. And if Rosh Chodesh Sivan is Sunday, that's exactly what Rabbi Yossi said. And Kasha l'Rabbanan, that's difficult according to the Rabbanan. This Brisa does not work according to the Rabbanan. Amri loch Rabbanan, so the Gemara answers that the Rabbanan will say to you, Iyar dahi shasa ibure ivrua. Iyar that year was actually a leap month, and therefore there's an extra day for Iyar. If there's an extra day for Iyar, then it's going to push Rosh Chodesh Sivan, instead of being on Sunday, Rosh Chodesh Sivan is going to be on Monday, which is according to the Rabbanan. Gemara tries another proof. Tashma will bring another proof. Delo ivruha Nisan shabo yatsu Yisrael mi Mitzrayim. We're going to bring a proof that they did not make Nisan, the year that they left Mitzrayim, into a leap month, because it says Barba Asar Shachtu Peschem. It was again on the 14th they did the shchit of the Korban Pesach. B'chamisha Asar Yatsu, on the 15th is when they left Mitzrayim. V'lo erev laku bechoros, and that evening the bechoros got killed. So the Gemara again says l'erev salkataytach. What do you mean that evening? That's not right. Rather, the bechoros got killed from the evening before. Mibo erev laku bechoros. From the evening before they left is when the bechoros were killed. And the Brisa continues, V'oso hayom chamishi b'Shabbos haya. That day was Thursday. Hishlim Nisan v'ira iyar lios b'Shabbos. It says in the Brisa that Nisan finished and Iyar fell out on Shabbos. Chaser Iyar, then Iyar was a Iyar Chaser. It was not a full month, not a leap month. V'ira Sivan lios b'achar b'Shabbos, and Sivan fell out on Sunday. Now this Brisa is very clear because it tells you exactly when there was a leap month, when there wasn't a leap month, and it clearly says that Sivan fell out on Sunday. So the Gemara says kasha l'Rabbanan. This is a kasha against the Rabbanan. You can't give the same answer you gave before about changing the leap month, whatever it is. So the Gemara says Hamani Rabbi Yossi. You're right. This brisa will have to follow the opinion of Rabbi Yossi. This brisa does in fact go against the sheet of the Rabbanan. Amrat Papa, Rav Papa says, Tashma, bring another proof. Vayisu me elim vayavo kol hadas b'nei Yisrael v'gomer b'chamisha asar yom l'chodesh hasheni. It says that they traveled from Elim and they arrived on the 15th of Iyar, on the 15th of the second month. V'yosu hayom Shabbos haya. And that day, the 15th of Iyar was Shabbos. How do we know that? Because it says, Uvokir u'isam es k'vod Hashem. It says that when the morning comes, you'll see the glory of Hashem. Uchsiv sheishas yamim tilkatu. So basically it's saying they were complaining that they didn't have any food. It said, oh, you'll see on the month's going to fall on Sunday. 6 days you'll collect it, etc. So the point of the brisa is that the 15th of Iyar, this day when they were complaining, this was Shabbos. So the Gemara says, if the 15th of Iyar came out on Shabbos, again, do the math, the first of Sivan will be Sunday. Kasha l'Rabbanan. It's going to be difficult according to the Rabbanan. Same answer as before. Amri lach Rabbanan. The Rabbanan will tell you, Iyar da'ishasa ibur evru. You'll have to say that Iyar that year was a leap month. Amar le Rav Chavivi Michozna le Rav Ashi. Rav Chavivi Michozna says to Rav Ashi, Tashma, bring another proof. Vayim b'chodesh harishon b'shana hashenis be'echad l'chodesh. The Brisa says that on the pasuk says that on the first of the month in the second year they were in the midbar. So on the first of Nisan in the second year, Hukam Mishkan, that's when the Mishkan was put up. That's the pasuk. So now the Brisa continues. Tana was taught. Oso Yom Natal Eser Ataros. That day there were 10 crowns that were taken. It was 10 firsts, as the Brisa will say. Rishon l'maaseh bereishis. It was the Nisan was when the world was created. It's Rishon l'maaseh bereishis. Rashi says has the text Rishon l'brias ha'olam. That was on a Sunday. Rashi says here Rishon Eser Ataros, rather Rishon la'asar dvarim. It was first of 10 things. Rishon l'brias ha'olam. Number 1, it was the first of Brias Ha'olam she'echad b'Shabbos. Rashi understands that it was Sunday actually. So the way that Rashi understands this brisa, it's not saying that Nisan. It doesn't mean that Nisan was Brias Ha'olam. It actually just means that day, B'chodesh Harishon B'shana Hashenis B'echad L'chodesh, also happened to be Sunday. So Rishon l'maaseh bereishis, it was Sunday. Rishon l'Nesim, it was also the first of the Nesim. That's when the Nesim began bringing their karbanos to dedicate the Mishkan. Rishon l'Kahuna was the first of the Kahuna. Rashi says that day was Shmini l'Miluim, and Aaron and his children did the service for the first time. Rishon la'avoda was the beginning of the avoda. Rashi says it was the beginning of the carbon tamid, the avoda tzibor. Rishon li'yeridas ha'esh. It was the first. It was when the fire came down for the mizbeach. Rishon la'achilas kachim. It was the first time the kachim would be eaten. Rashi says la'achilas kachim b'mechitza. It was the first time the kachim would be eaten in the mechitza of the mikdash of the mishkan. Before that period in time, it was eaten anywhere. Then the Brisa continues. Rishon lishchon shchina. It was the first when the shchina would come. Rashi says that's the pasuk v'shachanti b'socham. The shchina hadn't rested before in this manner, at least. Rishon levarich es Yisrael. It was the first for the birchas kohanim. And Rishon leisser habamos. It was also the first time that bamos were usher. Rashi says leisser habamos me'achshav nesr. This is when they were usher. Shu roi lepesach ol moed k'nechsiv el pesach ol moed lo yavio. That's why, because now, since at this point it's fit to bring it to the Ol Moed, so there's an Isser to have Mizbeach, to have Bamos outside of the Ol Moed. Rishon l'Chadashim, it's also the first of the months. And now the Gemara now extrapolates from the Brisa. Now, if Rosh Chodesh Nisan in the second year was a Sunday, so the Ishtaka V'Daled b'Shabbos. So then it's going to emerge that if you go back the year before, it's going to be Wednesday. Because we learned in the Brisa Acherim Omrim that the Acherim say Ein bein Atzeres la'Atzeres v'Ein bein Rosh Hashanah l'Rosh Hashanah el Daled Yom Bilvad. There's a 4-day discrepancy between one Rosh Hashanah and the next, and one Atzeres and the next. So 4-day discrepancy. It's going to go Sunday to Wednesday. V'Im Ha'is Hashanah Muberes Hey. If it happens to be a leap year, then it's actually going to be a 5-day discrepancy. So if you have this discrepancy, Havale Reishi Archa De'ir Mali Shabsa. So if Rosh Chodesh Nisan of the first year is on Wednesday, so then Rosh Chodesh Iyar is going to be on Friday. Reish Yarcha de Sivan Shapsa, and Rosh Chodesh Sivan is going to be Shabbos, and that doesn't go like anybody. Kasha bein l'Rabbi Yossi, bein l'Rabbanan. That's difficult according to Rabbi Yossi or the Rabbanan, because Rabbi Yossi said Rosh Chodesh Sivan is Sunday, and the Rabbanan said it was Monday. So the Gemara answers, Rabbi Yossi shiva chaserin avad. The Gemara will continue the answer, but the Gemara answers, at least for Rabbi Yossi, that year it wasn't 6 and 6. It wasn't 6 leap months and 6 regular months. It was 7 regular months and only 5 leap months, and therefore that changes the calculation. It's no longer a 4-day discrepancy. We'll see in Rashi how this works. Rashi explains, Daled Yom. First of all, standard according to the Acherim is there's a 4-day discrepancy of the day of the week from year to year. Rashi says, Keshata kovea kol hachadoshim kesidron. If you do all the months according to their order, echad malei ve'echad chaser, and you have 1 month full and 1 month is lacking, meaning 1 leap month, 1 regular month, it's going to be 4-day discrepancy 1 year to the next. Shemonin chodshe levana kesidron, because what you do is, if you count out all the months, shin nun daled yom comes out to 354 days. Kulan Shvu, they're all perfect weeks. Chutz me'arba yom, and there's just a remainder of 4 days, because if you think about it, 350 divides perfectly, 7 goes perfectly into 350, so you have those 4 extra days. That accounts for the 4 extra days. And then Rashi says, hey, if you have an extra leap year, you have an extra Adar, then it's going to be a 5-day discrepancy, because according to this opinion, that both Adars are chaser, and Pesach is pushed just 1 day. Now we're going to say that later on. So that's why it goes from a 4-day discrepancy to a 5-day discrepancy. And the Gemara answered then, according to Rabbi Yossi, that Zayin Chaserim Avad, there were actually 7 regular months, and there were 5 leap months. So if you do 7 months like that, instead of splitting it 6 and 6, you do 7 and 5, you can actually have a 3-day discrepancy between one Pesach and the other. So now it's going to come out that the year before Nisan fell out not on Wednesday but on Thursday, and then you continue with the math, and it's going to emerge according to Rabbi Yossi, Rosh Chodesh Sivan on Sunday. According to this answer, the Brisa does not hold of the opinion of the Acherim, because the Acherim say that you don't make leap months according to the need. You always do 1 male, 1 chaser. Now we're saying no. According to Rabbi Yossi, it could be different every year, and in this particular year it was actually 7 chaser and 5 leap months, and that's why the calculation works according to Rabbi Yossi. And we'll see in the next video on Daf Ches Amud Aleph how the Rabbanan will calculate the months of that year.